Hi, this is Charlie giving you Monday's market commentary. Hope you're very well. Just having a quick look at the S&P to start off with, because this one did finally roll over after the key reversal day that we had a couple of weeks ago. We've finally started to roll over. There's plenty of opportunities to get on the short side. I've remained bearish after we had that key reversal instantly, and have done in prior commentaries. And I've said, unless we were to take out that high, then any rally is then just a rally prior to a rollover, which is what we've seen here. However, having said that, on Friday we did get a McClellan oscillator reading of greater than minus 200, so it doesn't mean to say that this can't obviously get more oversold, so to speak, but it is a short-term oversold indicator, and once it goes below minus 200, then it's telling us that the market is short-term oversold and a bounce could come. So we always keep your eye on that anyway. But anyway, nevertheless, even if we get a bounce today, then at the moment one would expect this S&P to come down to at least test this lower trend channel line. Remember, we've been in this trend channel since November, December of last year. So at some point that's going to want to break. And who knows, maybe ultimately it's going to break on this occasion. After a key reversal, like I said last week, I would have expected a bit more downside than what we've already had. So we'll keep our eye on that one, and we could have a slightly bigger correction. So if we go out to like a weekly chart, maybe we'll get an idea. We haven't actually tested the weekly 21 as yet, for example. So that would obviously, that's rising by the week, but at the moment it's just above 1550. So we'd look down to lower levels such as that to estimate where this S&P may be going towards. Anyway, let's go through some of these other markets. Let's have a look at oil, because oil I've been interested in of late, but it's still sort of backed off again late into last week, and it's still weak again this morning in the 91s, I think it is. Let me just check off screen. I think it's still sitting around 92, yeah. But the pattern is still there, and I'm still waiting to see if this oil is going to come up and break this 97.50 zone and then really go for it. We'll have to see. Like I've been saying for the previous weeks, if we then break down to these lows, then I think that pattern's all over. Sorry, if we break these lows. But until then the pattern is still, the play is still potentially on for oil, so we'll keep our eye on that one. Let's have a look at what else do we want to be looking at here. Let me press pause and have a look. Oh yes, we wanted to have a look at the dollar yen. Again, daily chart here of the dollar yen. So it's obviously it's creeping its way down, but just bit by bit, as you can see, just marginal new lows on each subsequent day. So not really too much going on there at the moment. One thing I would say though, if I come out to a weekly chart, then we can see we've come into the bands here on the weekly time frame, and so quite often market will come into the bands and then it'll want to come back up to retest the upper band before then eventually rolling over. So I'm still keeping an open eye on this one for a retest of that weekly band. The uppers is up around about 102. So it'd have to rally. If we go back to an intraday chart, if we take us to like an hourly chart, then we've got to come all the way back up off screen, actually up to 102 area. And then I'll then be looking to see if that's going to be the end of that. Sorry, this is a 5-minute chart. Now let's go back to dailies. So I do think at the moment we've got the potential to come up to this 102 area, which would be the 21, as we can see as well. So I'm not seeing this as being an instant rollover. It could do, of course, but if it did come up to the 102 area, I will certainly look at the price action at that stage with the potential view of putting in a swing short. I'll keep my eye on that one. Interesting market, that one, for now. Dollar yen. And let's have a look at the Aussie dollar, because the Aussie dollar's in this daily chart again has been in this bottoming formation for the last week and a half or 2 weeks now, where it's just essentially been going sideways. I think it's obviously trying to turn, but it may want another flush down yet. Sometimes they want to do that. If they take a long time, then they'll start being built up, so then they'll flush down, take a load out, and then come back up again. But I'm still seeing that potential for the Aussie dollar to have a bit more of upside. If we come to the weekly chart though, then just be a little bit aware that if we were to come up to 97, then we've got this outer band here, and that could, it's the first test of that outer band for a while, it could react from it. Might look like it reacted from it back here as well. So, but anyway, it's a resistance area at 97. So, but if we can break into that, then we've got some nice clear air to get it all the way up to 98. So just keep your eye on that one. But I do think overall that one's got some potential. But when the market's trying to turn, then there'll be lots of flushes. So just be aware of that. Lastly, we can have a look at the pound and euro, again, they're having a nice run up here on the daily charts. I haven't got too much to say about them at the moment. I mean, if they can get above their daily 50s, let's have a look at the euro. That's the pound. The euro's just on it at the moment. If we can get properly above, then you never know. The doors may be back open on the likes of the euro to come back up and re-challenge these highs again. So I need a little bit more evidence this week. Yet on those two pairs. They're not quite as interesting at the moment because they've already had the nice runs. So they're just now at zones where we're just waiting to see what's going to happen there. Anyway, that's it for now. Kim will be back on Touch on Wednesday. I'll be back on Friday.